Polish state forests. From the very beginning, forests in Poland played the role of a breadwinner and man's protector. Dense primeval forests created the natural fortress which defended the country against invaders. Nowadays, forests occupy an area of 8.7 million hectares, covering 28.7% of Poland's territory. Almost 80% of forest area is administered by the State Forests National Forest Holding. The area of Polish forests has been steadily growing, and so they account for an increasing percentage of the country's territory. Their habitat structure has also been changing significantly. The average age of forest trees has been increasing, as has been diversity of the forest species. The State Forests National Forest Holding is in charge of implementing the national program for the augmentation of forest cover. Its aim is to increase the forest cover from 28 to 30% of the country's total territory. This means billions of new seedlings. To grow them, seeds from stands of the highest genetic features are used. To preserve the best genetic features of trees, the Kostrzyca Forest Gene Bank was established. A unique program for the preservation of forest genetic resources is being realized there. Plant material for forest restoration is grown in forest nurseries. The most modern nurseries are called container nurseries. They produce seedlings with covered root systems. The state forests have implemented their own method of plant mycorrhization that supports plant growth through favorable mycorrhized fungi. Mycorrhized seedlings can grow even in the most unfavorable conditions, where traditionally planted trees do not thrive. Natural regeneration methods are used throughout forest stands growing in the optimal conditions and proper habitats that guarantee good harvest of seeds. Thanks to efforts of highly educated and hard-working specialists, Polish forests gain an increasing importance as one of the major national assets. Forests are exposed to various threats such as fires, strong winds, ground frost, environmental pollution, mass outbreaks of insect pests, attacks of tree parasitic fungi, as well as human activities described as the pressure of civilization and many other factors that may have several negative impacts on forest ecosystems. Combating these threats requires knowledge, reasonable actions and huge investments. The state forests pay special attention to environmental education of society in order to raise the awareness and to limit threats caused by man. Winter is a very difficult period for forest animals to survive. That is why foresters, together with hunters, realize a wide-ranging animal feeding program that enables animals to survive in periods of natural food deficiency. Thanks to it, the Polish forests are recognized for animal species diversity and superb conditions for animals' endurance. Wood is the best renewable raw material produced by forests. It is not, however, their greatest asset. The very fact that forests exist and that we all can enjoy their many charms is of the greatest value. It is true, however, that wood has always been an indispensable material for people. The state forests appreciate the cultural significance of forests and wood. They have done a lot to promote artists and craftsmen for whom forest products serve as material for making our world more beautiful. Forests protect the Earth's surface by preventing it from being washed off by rain and blown away by winds. The spring sun immediately melts the snow on non-afforested hills. In wooded areas, the spring snow melting lasts longer. Huge masses of water from quickly melting snow form spring flood waves. Then again, the water from slowly melting snow on afforested areas infiltrates the ground, renewing underground water resources. Forests also detoxicate the atmosphere contaminated by industrial emissions. While absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, the forests at the same time become a huge factor of oxygen. They act as a filter, purifying the environment. Thanks to prevention measures undertaken by foresters, one of the last remaining sections of primeval forests in Europe, never planted or administered, have prevailed in Poland. This is the Białowieski National Park, one of the finest treasures of nature in the world. Many centuries-old trees are maintained as monuments of nature and testify to the great care that Polish foresters give to a natural legacy. The monumental, almost 800 years old Chrobry oak, with its lavishly leaved crown, is a truly impressive sight. The Chrobry is the father of the whole generation of magnificent papal oaks, which were planted in Poland under the patronage of Pope John Paul II. On the territory of Poland, there are forest areas planted as a result of planned activities of foresters, following the forest management plans and the National Forest Policy. The beech forest in the Gryfino Inspectorate was created in the 19th century. Riparian forests in the Odra River region is another example of the forest area created by man. This is the place where nature is bound to impress all with its charm. But the real revolution, first in science and then in forestry services, began in the second half of the 20th century. In Poland, efforts were launched to change the stand structure from single-aged and monoculture vast forest areas, which can be compared to wood factories, into varied tree stands, rich in natural species and characteristic of primeval forests. Promotional forest complexes play the leading role in this transformation.